Okay, welcome Networking Superstars. This is Laura Stephen here. I am delighted to be bringing back Networking Superstars School to you, and the girls are in the house.
Woohoo!
We are taking over this week, and we are going to bring it to you on how to make Facebook magnetic. There's some really, really cool tips and tricks that you can use on Facebook to totally transform your profile and start to connect with people with confidence instead of feeling like a sleazy salesperson or a weird stalker dude. And we really want to help you learn how to brand yourself on Facebook. So that's what it's all about. So basically, the first thing I'd like you to do, if you haven't already followed my good colleagues here, Robin and Sarah, please click on the little person above their name to make sure that you're following them on the Twitter and Blab, because they will be helping host future labs and future schools, and I'm sure their Twitter content is fantastic to follow too. Make sure you follow these guys, and Nicole will be on shortly as well joining us, so you can please follow her too. Also, if you haven't already done so, tell a little friend by hitting Twitter tabs and hitting the Facebook buttons. The more people we get on here, the more love we get to share, and that's what we're all about. So I'll start with why should you be on Facebook to use your business. So I guess you guys all have a Facebook account by now, and if you don't, and where have you been for the last however many years? Facebook has been around for really a long time. It's been established basically initially as a way for Harvard students to be keeping in touch with each other, and it's just totally morphed into a global phenomenon. So nearly everyone you know, I imagine, has Facebook. Are you right, girls? Do you know anybody that doesn't have Facebook?
No, even my grandmother did.
My nana.
My partner.
She has an account, but she doesn't use it. I think somebody set it up for her. One of the kids set it up for her, and she doesn't use it. Everybody.
Right. It sounds like my dad. He even said, he's like, I'm not putting a picture of myself because I don't want people to know I'm on. I was like, well, then why are you on? But he said he had to be on.
Yeah, my husband has an account purely to stalk other people. It's just to be nosy at what's going on in the world. Everybody loves to be loves a bit of voyeurism, and everybody loves to know what everybody else is doing. And it's very social. And it's a great way to keep in touch with people that you have connected with throughout your lives. So here are some stats for you guys, and if you've got pen and paper ready, guys, you should really be taking notes of this, because we're going to be dropping some big golden nuggets for you. So there's 1.65 million active monthly users. So that's people who are on Facebook, not just having accounts and not using them, active monthly users. 1.65 million a month. It's a phenomenal amount of people that you could be reaching out to and connecting with. So when the next time you turn around and say, I don't have any leads, you can give yourself a slap across the hand, because there's plenty of places to look. Facebook being one of them. That is going to increase 15% year on year, and will continue to do so. And even more phenomenal, they now have a 1.5 million mobile users. So we all have one of these, right? Always in our hands, right? And then even more importantly, I think, is that people spend an average of 20 minutes per visit on Facebook. 20 minutes is a long time to get your content, your value, whatever it is you're doing, in front of that person that's having a look. So it's not like some of the faster paced ones, like Twitter and even Instagram's pretty fast paced. People spend time here, they hang out, they're not just scrolling through. They want to see what people are actually doing. So how do you make Facebook work for you? For me, and I think the girls will agree, you need to be branding yourself on Facebook and all social media, to be fair. There are millions of network marketing companies out there. I'm going to assume most of you are in network marketing, since you've managed to get here. Millions of network marketing companies, millions of reps in each company, all shouting the same message: join me, buy my product. So if you're not standing above the crowd and showing something different, attracting people to yourself, then you're not going to be achieving anything other than sounding like the same noise everybody else is making. I'm sure you've all seen hundreds of profiles out there that are the Juicy Juice, Grapey Grape, ABC company that has got all over their profile. So that, to me, that's identifying them as a product or as a business specific rather than as a person, and that's not really what I want to connect with. I don't know about you. So for me, it's all about branding yourself. So attracting people to you. So how do we do that? How do we make that congruent with our Facebook? How do we start really showing who we are, but still managing to connect with people in a business way? And that's what we're going to show you. So how do you guys find when you're using your Facebook profile, for example, what are your top tips on, say, your photos, for example? The two photos that you have, your profile photo and your cover photo, what are your top tips? Sarah's point.
Use your face.
Yeah.
Use your face.
Smiling.
Use what God gave you. You see it a lot. You see people using like pictures of their products and stuff, and I understand it because they want to get their word out. But actually, like you said, Laura, this is social media. Social media. You're not on business pages. You're on social media.
Right.
People want to get to know you, and let's face it, we're all quite nosy.
Yeah.
So we want to know about you. We want to know about you. We want to know what you're doing, all of those things. And the opening of the door is this. This is what people are going to remember when your comment comes up under someone's post. This is what they see first.
Yep.
So you want to make sure it's your face. It's a inviting picture of yourself, looking
happy,
happy and smiley, and
Smiling.
someone that people want to connect with. Ultimately, that's what you've got to remember. And I think it's a mistake a lot of people make, but it's your first impressions, as they always say. First impressions are what count, and make sure your first impression is of you.
Yes.
I agree. For me, I think my profile photo, now that I'm a lot more savvy about my photo that I put up, I used to just like make whatever great picture of a night out I'd been on with some of my mates, my profile photo for a while, and then I'd change it again and change it again and change it again, just depending on what was going on in my life. Now I have a picture solely of me. I'm looking healthy, I'm looking happy, I'm in a really natural environment, and it's just me. And actually I've kept that same photo for about 6-7 months now, because people want to remember that picture. They'll always remember the girl in the pink hat, because that's the picture I have. I've got a pink hat on. Rather than, oh, is that same person? Oh, she's with somebody different this time. Oh, hang on, she's got 5 kids around her this time. Oh, hang on a minute, she's got a dog with her this time. So for me, if you can keep a good photo of yourself the same for a while, it doesn't mean you can't upload other photos. It just means that when people are starting to reconnect with you, maybe at different times, they'll remember you because the photos stay the same.
And try to keep the same across other social media platforms too.
Yeah.
That way they remember you from all over.
Exactly. That's what. Carry on, Sarah.
It's basic human biology. It's how we communicate with each other is by using our body language. And so by not putting your face on your picture, you're not communicating with someone. So you're actually tripping yourself up straight away, because your face tells so much about you. And like I say, it's our basic form of communication. So that's why it's so important.
Yeah. So the next photo is your next point of call is your cover photo. So what are your tips for a cover photo? Do you think you should start to put your company in that cover photo or not?
No, I like to use mine. I mean, if you look at mine, I actually have a picture where I got married, but it's not of my husband and I. I got married at the Bellagio in Las Vegas. It is a starting point. People know the fountains of the Bellagio, whether it's from the place or the movie or anything like that. So a lot of people comment on it, and it's a conversation starter. Mm-hmm. So you should put something happy, a place you've been, vacation, family works well up there. Just something of you being happy, or like I said, a conversation starter, because again, being social, that's what we're trying to do, is the whole time we're just trying to talk to people.
Definitely. We've lost Sarah's picture. Can you still speak, Sarah?
I can still speak.
Yeah.
Am I frozen?
Yeah, no, you've gone to audio only.
No.
I can see you.
Internet thing. Oh,
I can still see her. That's weird.
So, for me, the profile cover photo, is basically what Robin just said. It should be something that is important to you, something that shows a little bit of who you are, what maybe it could be visions and values, or if you're really struggling to come up with a photo for that, it could be even a quote. If you create a nice picture on, and we'll just drop in some tools here on Canva, canva.com, guys. If you haven't used that yet.
Which, by the way, they just made an app for your phone. Just got an email today about it.
Wow.
I downloaded it. I haven't opened it yet. So this is a big deal. Canva's now for iPhone. I don't know about Android yet. I don't know about that. But for iPhone, it's there.
So I've just popped the email into the chat if anybody wants to know. Copy the link. So yeah, you can create some fantastic pictures on that. So if you're really, really struggling to come up with maybe a picture that fits into the cover photo, for me, I tend to use something in my family, so that I'm a family person. I know that Sarah's a huge dog person. She's got amazingly cute dogs. So, it could be where you dream to be. It could be a picture somewhere you aspire to go to, somewhere you've been on holiday, that's beautiful scenery. Oh, she's back. You're back in my room. Hello. So, yeah, fantastic pictures as far as really show who you are, something that's important to you. So if you're really into skateboarding or you're really into biking or whatever, it could be a picture like that. It doesn't need to be, too businessy. It can be a bit fun. It can be just about who you are. I don't know what photo you have for your cover photo, Sarah. I can't remember. I haven't looked on your
I have a bit of a collage. I've got a photo of me and my doggy, and another one of me at my friend's wedding, and that's about it, really. But again, it's just it's just my private. That's like it's a window into my life, so it's what's important. My little puppy. Well, he's not a puppy anymore, but my dog. And just a photo of me at a wedding. So it's something that's important to me, but it's just another chance for some people to get to know, and that I'm a real person as well. Yeah. That I do have a life outside of my little box photos.
Also, I think there's so many fake profiles out there, guys, that they just steal pictures from other people. I had the funniest one come up on my newsfeed that Ray Higdon's been cloned by some guy who's picked up, basically stolen all his photographs and created a profile with him with Ray Higdon's face, which was pretty funny. I got a friend requested for Albert Einstein the other day.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too. Yep. Facebook and Instagram.
Oh really? Mine was just.
I don't know both. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's branching out, isn't he? He's really branching out. He's come a long way.
So so watch out for fake profiles. So that's why if you can make yours as transparent, as real as possible, then people will not hesitate to connect with you. Basically, is the message there. So guys, if you're getting real value from this and this is helping you, we need some props. So you can click on our faces, and that will give us some props. So that would be fantastic. It shows us that you're listening, that we're getting some feedback from you, because we can talk and we don't know if you're hearing what we're saying. So it would be good to get that feedback. So,
and I do want to let you know, Laura, real quick, Nicole is stuck in traffic, so she will not be here. So
okay.
It'll just be the three of us.
We'll manage that.
As I said, we'll man the fort without her.
So the next point on my kind of top tips is to get your intro and other info right. Your intro is a little window that basically says it's got a really limited amount of characters you can put in there, and that to me is the first thing people see next after your photos, is to kind of go, okay, what does this say? And it basically says kind of where you are, what your marital state is, whatever you want to show. You can hide and put certain things up. But the actual wording in your intro, for me, I think is really important, because you could just waste that retail space, basically. I'm not saying you should put your link to your business there. What I would suggest, if you're a six-stepper, you should be putting a connection to your group there. And I know that I've had lots of people click through. If you're not a six-stepper and you've got a blog or you've got a land page or an offer or something, then by all means use that. But if you're following Networking Superstars, then I'm sure you mostly are a six-stepper or are following our training of some description. So that for me is, I have a little couple of words that highlight exactly what I am, and then join my community and the link to my community. Now, if you want to be savvy about your community link, if you change it into a Bitly link or you use a pretty link, depending on how technical you are, Bitly is free. So if you don't have a blog and stuff set up to use a pretty link, then don't worry about it. Use a Bitly and it will shorten it and make it much, much tidier. So it stops you using so many characters up in that little box. What about you guys? What do you have written in your little intro box? Do you have something value?
Yeah, I think I have a link to my group, actually, if I remember. It's been so long since I've changed it.
I was going to say, I don't think I can remember what's in mine.
You probably have your group, right? You think?
Probably. I've got definitely.
Yes, I do have my group.
It's
yes.
a brief description to what I'm about, but I can't remember exactly what I say. But yeah, it follows that format.
I think, guys, just the trick is not to shout that I'm the GCG rep from the XYZ company. It's to say that I just explain your personality a little bit, even if you don't have a link to something. You know, be a bit more genuine rather than trying to, again, brand that company, brand yourself. And the other information. So Sarah, what's your top tips for the other information that goes in the back of Facebook that you can click on and see about your profile?
Fill it all in. Be as thorough as possible with it, because it's another great way to form a conversation with someone, a connection. It shows that you're a real person. It could be something as basic as the films you like, the TV shows you watch, the books you read. These are all starting points for conversations with people. And again, it just adds to the fact that you're a real human being. You're not just a salesperson, or you're not just promoting your company. You're using social media for its intended purposes as well. Yeah, just be as thorough as possible with that. It's something that I didn't do when I first started. I couldn't be bothered to sit there and click on everything I liked, but as I've gone on, I've realised how important that is, because it is showing who you are, and in a very easy way to do it without actually having to have a full conversation. Just bear with me. I'm going to have to put my light on because I'm starting to become very dark and shadowy.
Yeah, you're fading.
You are.
You're fading.
I'm going into the darkness.
What about you, Robin? Do you have any tips for that?
I think she really covered it. I know I always laugh when I get the random message from somebody who's, been a friend and, for a while, who comments, "Oh, I like that same show too," or something like that. Or, "Oh, that's a good movie. I saw it too," And like you said, it's just starting a conversation that maybe you haven't talked to this person in 6 months, and 6 months ago they said no to what you were doing, and now they're ready for you, so they say yes. And filling out that back information is really what triggered it.
Yeah, the one thing that I would say, guys, is there's a warning here that if you're putting where you live on it, don't give away too much information. There are some scary people on Facebook, and yes, you want to be genuine. Yes, you want people to know who you are, what you're about, but you don't want to be putting yourself at risk. So, don't just be wise about it. Write your city, but don't write your street. That kind of thing. It's not rocket science, but you'd be surprised what some people write, especially when they suddenly get some weirdo trying to stalk them or whatever. For real, it's not very nice. So, this is my favorite secret bit next. Your settings. So, who has a Facebook? They've opened it up and they haven't even looked at the settings. I'm sure a few of you have done that. And then what happens when you start to network is that you probably get tagged and stuff, and suddenly there's stuff on your page and on your wall, or people just directly write onto your wall. I know that the tagging thing drives me insane, actually. Such an unprofessional way to do things, to tag people in a sales post. And you're tagged with 120 other people. So how long did they take to do that? Not a lot of thought went into that, did it? So here's my favorite settings for you. First of all, you need to make sure that you have in the settings set up that you control your wall. So you have to have that you review all tags and you review all uploads onto your wall. So these two things alone will stop anybody being able to put anything onto your wall without your approval. So I regularly get little messages that say, "You've been tagged in a post, review." So I review it. If it's my mum uploading a picture or something, I will approve. If it's somebody trying to sell me some sort of funky sunglasses, I decline and then remove the tag. So it'll hide it, but it'll still keep you tagged. So it will show up in other people's newsfeeds if you do not remove the tag. You have to remove the tag as well, guys. But basically, your wall is your retail space. This is your space to show who you are. Don't let other people abuse it. So make sure you have your settings right. And that is my favorite tip on Facebook.
That's a good one.
Fail to do it.
You should give some props for that, people. Let me tell you, that'll save you a lot of time.
106. I don't even think they're listening to me, really.
I don't think so. You guys are quiet today. There's 51 people on here, I think. I don't know how this thing works. 25 eyes and 51 people, which makes no sense to me, but you know. Is that what it is? Oh no, it's 26. How this works?
I don't really understand.
These little numbers, they keep changing in the corner, you know. But yeah.
So that's the basics. That is the basics for your profile. So now we get to the fun part of what do you actually write on your Facebook? What do you put on your Facebook? What kind of posts do you put up? What is the point in putting different types of posts up? These kinds of things. So this is where you start to get creative and you start to become magnetic. So this is all about attraction marketing, guys. If it's not heard of attraction marketing, this is the gist of it. What you put out, you bring back. So you have this vibration of energy. We're all made up of energy, and we vibrate at a certain level. If you're a negative person, you will put out a negative vibe, and that will attract negative people. If you're a positive person, you put out a positive vibe, and it will attract positive people back to you. So how do you put that onto Facebook? Well, it's exactly the same with what you post. Hello, Nikki.
A little traction, you know.
A little attraction marketing going on, making it all
man. You came at a good time.
Sorry about that. Mine is sleeping. I'm on different time.
Lucky you. Okay, good.
So how do you basically take what is attraction marketing in person and put it onto Facebook? Well, basically, it's what you post. If you post positivity, you post happy photos, you post what you're up to, showing excitement and fun in your life, then that is going to be what you draw back into you and what you attract to you. So what kind of posts would you suggest, Sarah? What are your favourite posts to be putting on Facebook?
Anything that gets engagement with people. Ultimately, that is what your aim is to get people to engage. And I think there's a step with this, and that's knowing who you've got on your friends list, because network marketing posts are going to be of no interest to the people that you went to school with or whatever at this moment in time, but they will be more interested in what you did last weekend. So be very aware of what you're targeting, who you're targeting, and then just think about engagement. And engagement can be anything from a silly question: do you like wine or beer, for example? Not that I'm thinking about having wine or beer, but
very radical.
But something like that. Or it could be, I mean, obviously, if you're following the 6 steps, we teach you all about how to create valuable content that engages your audience. But I think ultimately it's got to be a mix. Just be as varied as possible with what you're creating. You see a lot of people's posts that are, it's just same after one after the other, the same thing, and it turns you off. I know when I'm going through my phone, I'm looking for personal posts from people. I want to know about people, and I'll like the personal ones, but the business ones I'm not as interested in. So keep it varied, keep people interested, and remember that people are watching. So
yeah.
And we've lost Robin.
Lost Robin.
Oh, we're dropping like flies.
I know. And so I totally agree with everything you said. And guys, if you really, really want to know 7 top engagement posts, which we already covered in a previous lab on Networking Superstars School, you can actually go to networkingsuperstars.com and check out our blog. The blog is there. You can do loads and loads of stuff, and we have fantastic stuff going up there daily. We have some fantastic expert authors going on, sharing some great content. But if you search for the 7 Facebook posts, top 7 Facebook posts, that blog post will come up, and it's actually a previous lab, so it's a great little tool for you to go and use. So I'm not going to cover them tonight because we already covered them before, and it took a whole hour to cover all of them. So for me, my top things are: keep everything as personal as possible, show your life, show that you're having fun, do not moan, do not bicker, do not talk about politics, do not talk about religion. These things are what I would say just basically. Oh,
let me to sort that. I can do that, Laura.
yeah, let her in, yeah.
I can't let her in now. I was going to get the blog address.
Let her in. Really bizarre.
Oh, I'm on my own. Oh dear, I don't know what happened there. Everyone's being kicked off. I'm just trying to find you the Networking Superstars post, so I'll pop that in as soon as I found it. But basically, what Laura was saying was that, yeah, keep it as personal as possible. It goes back to the point that this is social media. This is people who want to know what's going on in your life. So post as much as you can about your personal life, about what's going on, what you've done.
Sorry, I got locked out trying to.
Hey.
Got locked out trying to let Oh no, I'm now coming in twice. Ah. Trying to let Robin out.
Lab is being a pain today.
Difficulties. Okay, right. So basically,
Right, I'm just finding that. So
keep things as positive as possible. Don't be controversial. Keep your business posts, and this is my next point. Keep your business posts to a minimum, and I mean direct business posts. So direct sales, direct recruiting posts. In fact, I just don't do them. But you know, if you're going to do them, keep them to 10 or 20% max. So I honestly don't see how to let her in. Anyway, sorry, Robin, I can't seem to work out how to let you in. Yeah, so that's my kind of top tips from that perspective. You know, just keep it happy, keep it fun, and you know, be yourself, be as positive as you can. And as I said, the engagement thing is really important because people will only see your content if they're engaging with you. Facebook algorithm will stop people seeing your content. I'm sure you've all had the circumstance where you have had a friend from years ago that you haven't spoken to, and then suddenly they liked a comment or you got in touch with them, and then all of a sudden they're in your newsfeed all the time. And that's because suddenly Facebook thinks you want to see their content. So it's the same principle. If people are not engaging with you and you're not engaging with them, then it doesn't matter how much push you do, not many people are going to be seeing it. So it's irrelevant how many friends you have on Facebook. It's about engagement. So connecting with confidence. So you've got your shiny, attractive profile now. So
can we just, sorry, someone's just asked the question about how are you supposed to be polarizing if you can't be controversial, since some internet marketers say you need to be polarizing. I think, or my opinion on this is, I would always stay clear of making any comments that would be deemed controversial or discriminatory or anything like that, simply because you don't want to come across as having those opinions. Whatever you think in your own home, that's entirely up to you. Freedom of thought, freedom of speech, that's fine. But remember, you are using Facebook for business. And just in the same way that McDonald's would not suddenly put an advert out slating whatever's gone on in certain attacks that may have happened, because they know it would ultimately give them and attach them to a political opinion, you shouldn't be doing that either. And so by all means, share an opinion like we're talking about now, that we don't agree with spamming, we don't agree with tagging. That's an opinion, and we're happy to share that. But I would advise to steer clear of anything. Politics is a main one, because it's very difficult. Once you've affiliated yourself with a particular party, it's very hard to then disassociate yourself if something goes terribly wrong. So that's my response, whether that's suitable or not.
I completely 100% agree. I think that what Minnie's trying to say is that when you post something controversial, you tend to get a lot of engagement from it. And I think that's maybe where other network marketers or other internet marketers would advise that you do be a little bit controversial at times. And, you know, it's totally a personal opinion. For me, my advice, like Sarah, is to stay away from things that are going to tar you with a certain brush, that are going to make you seem like a certain person. Now, that's completely your choice if you choose to do that. But for me, I like to be, my opinions are my opinions, and I am a very vocal person, but I just don't put it on Facebook because I don't want the world to maybe think that misinterpret it. Because remember that text and speech is only 7% communication, guys. So when people are reading things, they could read it in a completely different way to what you've interpreted it to be, you've meant it to be. So when we speak, as you see, I'm a very big hand talker, I'm very gesticular, I pull faces and all this. I don't even know I'm doing it, but that is a huge, huge part. Body language is a huge part of communication, which is why we say this is a person-to-person business, because that this is all about attracting people to you to start with, and then you connect with them properly. You know, there's lots and lots of steps that come after this that we teach you in 6-step sponsoring. This is the very first step, basically, is kind of just getting online. So totally your choice. But for me, religion and politics are the two big ones to stay away from. You know, completely your decision otherwise. I hope that kind of has cleared things up a little bit about it for you. So you've got your nice shiny profile. It's attractive. It's happy. It's cheating. So how would I suggest you start connecting with people? Well, to start with, people won't randomly connect with you that much. You might get the odd one, but until you actually start networking, you won't get a lot. Now I don't even need to go and look for people because people connect with me because I've been doing this for quite a long time now. So when people are networking, my target market tends to find me because I'm in those circles. But when you first start, you maybe aren't in that place. So the first thing you need to do is remember you do have a friends limit. Your friends limit is 5,000 friends. So if you haven't got the right friends, then you're missing the point completely. So I think now is to understand that you need to have a niche and you need to have an understanding of who your target market is. So Sarah, do you want to talk a little bit about identifying the target market and the niche, and just it's important that you get with them?
Oh, I think this is one of the hardest areas for people to grasp, because people tend to think, and I've heard this so many times, oh, but anyone can use my product. Anyone could do this. And that is true. I'm not saying that those aren't true. But what you find is that by trying to target everyone, you end up not targeting anyone at all. And if you look, I've just done a video about this, and if you look at anyone's advertising, I'm going to use the Fiat 500, which I apologize if there's anyone in the States that don't know what car this is, but it's like a small mini kind of car. And the Fiat 500 adverts are very much fast, they're colourful, they're poppy music, because their target market is young people. Now, that's not to say a 70-year-old man can't drive their car. It's saying that we know who is more likely to buy our car. We know who's already buying our types of car. So we're going to target those people. And that's what target marketing is about. It's establishing who is already looking for what you've got to offer, who's already searching the internet for what it is that you have to offer, and then putting yourself in front of those people. And that's as succinct as I can put it.
That's a very good example. I think I might have to give you some props for that, Sarah, because that is a very good example.
Well, thank you.
Everybody should give Sarah some props for that, because that was a good example. Yeah, basically you need to work out who your target market is. Who is it that you want to be working with? Who is it you want to be buying your product? Who is it you want to join your team? These people are the people that you want to be connecting with. These are the coveted 5,000 seats. Now, 5,000 might seem loads to you. Right now, you might have like 200 friends because they're people who actually know you. They're family, friends, school chums. And 5,000 seems like a big number. But actually, once you start networking properly, that 5,000 will go like that so fast. And if you're not connecting with the right people, then you're almost losing coveted seats within your friends group, your network. And these are the people that you're going to be able to connect with really quickly. So you need to identify the people that you want to target, and then the next thing is to identify where they hang out on Facebook. Now, this could be groups. It most likely will be. So if you're in the health and wellness industry, for example, it would be a good idea to try and work out what kind of health groups these people might be hanging out. Might be healthy eating groups. It might be exercise groups. It might be all these kinds of things. Now, I'm not suggesting you jump on board another network marketers group and try and poach those people. I'm suggesting you look wider afield to generalized groups, and there are millions of groups out there to go and look at them. If network marketers happen to be your target, which I know many of you have that target, and you want to help develop them, that's absolutely fine. Then find out where they hang out, and that might be in networking groups. So that's absolutely fine for you to go in them. But you wouldn't go into, I wouldn't go into Sarah's group, for example, seeing it as a privately run group, and then start poaching people. That's not the right way to do it. The right way to do it is to go into more generic groups where people are talking about different issues and maybe trying to recruit from it, that kind of thing. And just be a little bit unique in these groups. Put posts in that are of value and that are offering some top tips, offering motivation, these kinds of things. And start engaging with the people in those groups when they're commenting back. My favourite one is to connect with other expert followers. This is my ultimate favourite one, because you will not get the spammers so much in this situation. So, for example, if you were in health and wellness again, you could maybe follow Gillian Michaels, who's the Biggest Loser, Keep Fit. She does 30-day shred and several other videos. Which, if you haven't tried the 30-day shred and you're into exercise, you should try it. It's fun, but hard. It's fun. And you could go in her and see what people are saying and comment back on the comments. So really what you're looking at is what post is she putting up. You could put up a comment. I'm not saying you just go, yeah, great. That's really an uninspired comment. It needs to be something of value that you're putting in there. And then, comment on other people's comments. What do you think, Sarah? Do you think both of those tactics work, or do you have something to add to that?
Yeah, the one thing I would say about groups is be savvy about what groups you choose, because there are some groups out there that are just spam groups, and you're going to waste your time. Look for the groups where people are actually already engaging, where people are asking questions, and then you've got more chance of being seen. And again, I think with following people, it is writing something that, if they've written something inspiring, you can share your personal experience of something along the lines of that, and you'll get likes, you'll get comments, and then a friend request maybe, or you friend request them, and it's an organic process rather than very much a ram down your throat. Yeah. Be my friend, I'm going to sell to you. So it's and like you said, those are targeting exactly the sort of people that you are looking for. Yeah. And it's also, I think as well, following those people is a great way to actually model. You see what they're doing, that they've got thousands of followers. Yeah.
You're raising your vibration. Raising your vibration because you're hanging around in areas where people who've already done this, they've already been down this journey for you. So, instead of hanging out with your broke husband or whatever, you're hanging out with people who are already creative, already making money, already successful. So the other thing that I do with following, if I'm being really, when I started and I hate to use the word aggressive, because I can't think of another word, because aggressive is not my nature, but determined, I guess, to make my connections work for me and be a bit more proactive, was when I was in these fan pages, I would actually check out the profiles of some of the people who were commenting as well. So click through to their profile and see if I was attracted to them and I wanted to connect with them. And then I did the 3-2-1 method with these people. So does anybody know what the 3-2-1 method is? Can you give me some love? Because I feel like I'm talking to myself. Sarah knows. Does anybody else know? We got any props for the 3-2-1?
I'm very quiet.
Goodness.
It's all gone quiet. There's no comments or anything.
No. Okay, so the 3-2-1, I'll just tell you guys. So I've got some love.
It's coming.
3-2-1 method is where you would do 3 likes, 2 good comments, positive comments, and 1 follow or friend request. Now, you have to be careful when you're doing friend requests if you're doing them fast, because Facebook bots will bring you down. It's a Facebook jail thing if you're sending friend requests out far too fast. So, even if you wanted to do this, just make sure you're taking your time over the likes and the comments, so when you hit that friend request button, it doesn't seem like you're doing too many too quickly. But if you can hit the follow button instead of the friend request button, then that's going to alert them. They'll get a notification saying this person followed me, and then they'll probably come and friend request you, because they'll come and check out your shiny profile and how good it is, and they'll want to know you. So if you do friend request them, this is my top tip here too for this, and it's a little bit more tricky now. Facebook's changed its messenger system, but it still works, is to send a message. So don't just send a friend request and not send a message. Send a message with it. And the message would usually say something like, Dear Joe, I saw you were hanging out on Oprah Winfrey's page and really liked your comment. Looking for positive people to connect with. Would love if we could connect. Hope to hear from you soon. Something like that. It could be, fairly organic. It doesn't need to be kind of scripted. Or if you want to be really savvy, you could send a little video message. And if you check out the Networking Superstars page today on Facebook, you'll see that I showed you how to do that fast. So there's a little tutorial in there, as well as many other top tips. So if you aren't on Networking Superstars page yet and you've come through an invite from somebody else, then get yourself over there, because we have amazing value going in there every day. But I did show you a little video tutorial on how to do that today, so that you don't have to upload the video each time. So that's my 3, 2, 1. As I said, the importance of engagement is so vital. That is the whole point of Facebook, is to be engaging, to be connecting, and to be building relationships. So that's really the main keys to it. I don't really have a huge amount to add, other than, it's important that you continue to grow yourself. It's important that you continue to learn and develop and implement a change. Action is going to drive us forward. You can learn as much as you want, but you have to take action. So go, and I challenge you to review your Facebook profiles, have a look at it, see if there's things you feel that you could change and you could improve on, and make those changes, and then get out there and start connecting. If you've only got a couple of hundred friends, you need to be connecting. And the reason you need to be connecting is because once you spoke to that couple of hundred friends, you're going to have nobody else to speak to. So continually growing that market so that they can be brought into your communities is the key to doing this, guys. Do you know if you've got any last words you want to add, Sarah?
Just a couple of bits. One, when you're adding people, and I learned this the hard way, only add a certain amount, don't add too many, and then follow up, like Laura said, because there's no good adding loads of people and then not doing anything with it. That's pointless, because that's fester in your friends list. So maybe or today, follow up with a message or comment or connecting with them in some way. Actually, in my group, I did say, did anyone have any questions that they wanted to ask? So I'm just going to do them for a couple of people. Okay. Hayley asked, how do you get noticed as a leader? And I think that's a really, really good one, and I love the fact that she was getting noticed as a leader. So big thumbs up to Hayley for that one. So what's your top tips for that, Laura?
Showing yourself a leader, there's not really a way to do it other than to show that you are. For me, it's attending events. People, your business will be one of the best things you can measure your business on is how many of your team members go to your events. The more team members you can get to your events, the bigger your leader is. Now, I'm not saying you should shout about your business and you should even name your business there, but showing that you're at events with your team and that you are using the word team is really important, and showing that you can have fun with your team as well. So, if you're on a longer trip or something, you could maybe be doing something that's a bit of value, a bit of fun. If you've got a local team, you could go to the park together and do something social. Because really, it's not about, for me, it's not about shouting from the rooftop, look how fab I am. It's about just being genuine, showing yourself as having fun and being somebody who's attractive. The other thing you can do is you can add value through your Facebook profile, and I regularly do this through, you can do it through video, you can do it through posting, and Sarah, I know you do it too, where your status update is something of value to people, showing that your knowledge and you're an authority in something. So that's another way to show that you're attractive. You can be attractive as a leader to somebody. Those are probably my two main things, because for me, it's still about connecting and still about building that relationship. And that's when you show you're a leader. Once you've got that relationship going and you're being genuine with people, and you're actually coming from a place of servitude to see how you can help them, rather than coming up from a place of need and desperation in yourself. So the people who are so emotionally connected to the yeses or the nos are still not in the right place to become a proper leader. You need to be coming from a place of helping others. And, you know, that only comes through communication. And at the end of the day, that communication has to be verbal, has to be person to person, or you will not get to the bottom of what people want. Sorry, it was a bit of a ramble.
No, that's good. I think being a leader is about having people, showing people the way more than anything. So by the fact that for those of you that are doing the 6 steps, the fact you have a community and the fact that you get people engaged on your posts, that makes you a leader. You don't have to have a team of 5,000 people to be a leader. You can demonstrate that by the fact that people are commenting on your posts, by the fact that you've got a community of people who engage with you and who want to hear what you've got to say. So that was my thing. And the other was, we've kind of covered this, is Dinya asked, how do you stand out above everyone else? And I think that's pretty much in a nutshell exactly what we've covered this evening. So
yeah, exactly what we've covered. Be yourself, be unique. And you know, I didn't mention this earlier, but I have a thing, and it bugs my life, about not being unique with your posts. You know, I know we covered what you should post, but what you shouldn't post for me is those repeated copy and paste things that you get. You know, sometimes they're like, some of them are funny and that's okay, but you know, like the ones that are basically begging for people to like or comment on their posts, that kind of irritates me, and I do not comment on them, because you then see the next 20 people in your newsfeed have done exactly the same things. To me, it's boring. So, you know, yeah, you can write, you know, what time did you see this post? Checking my engagement if you really want to. It's not very inspired, in my opinion. But, you know, you can be much more creative with that. You all are creative beings. You just need to put your mind to it. So, yeah, be unique. Yeah, somebody else doesn't like the copy and paste posts either.
Yeah,
yeah. So guys, if you have any questions, now is your chance before we wrap this up. I hope we've given you some value. I hope you've found some nuggets in there. And I'm sorry that Nicole couldn't make it and we lost Robin halfway through.
And we kicked Robin off.
And Sarah keep losing Sarah a little bit. So I'm like, I'm going to be here myself.
Going really well.
So I wish you all well. Have a great week. As I say, make sure you are on all our platforms, soaking up the amazing knowledge that is coming from the Networking Superstars team. We have some fantastic stuff going on, and I'm just so proud to be part of it. So make sure you are learning and self-developing yourself every day, even if it's only for 20 minutes. Okay, guys, I'm going to see you later. Take care. I'm going to kick you out now, Sarah. Sorry.
Wow. Goodbye.
Bye.